we're going to try something new. As a suggestion for one of the subscribers, that I'll try this a couple times. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as I start the gauntlet run, I will get back on and start recording, make a little commentary, run by, and see what happens.
The Silver Dasher.
Morning. It is Friday. I'm in my car. And it's pretty damn cold outside. So, like I said, I did Walmart Spark Thursday. I'm not gonna like Thursday. It's very, very slow. But let's go ahead and get this dash started. So let's start the app. So when I'm gonna end it. Yes, I am using a bag, which means I'm gonna have to take a picture of it on my first offer, my first delivery. All right, let's see what happens if I slowly back out of the garage. It says estimated time is 1 to 2 minutes. Nothing yet. All right, so I think I'm gonna make my way to Jack's. That seems very popular. But the sun is just now coming up. You see, take a photo. You can see the sunrise there. So, yeah. By the time this video will come out, I will have started 2 things. One is I have a membership now that you can join. It's very cheap. It's on 99 cents a month. And there you can get a loyalty badge to your name. I think that's how it works. And the color, the rank changes based on how long you've been a subscriber. Then I've got some unique emojis that you can use in your chat, or if I ever get chat, but in your comments, you can add these emojis. Basically, an icon that says that you're a Silver Dasher supporter. Also, 3 more emojis depicting little scooters that represent like one represents DoorDash, one represents Spark, and the other one represents Uber Eats. That you can either use one or all to depict, that you are one of those delivery drivers. So, anyhow. So, and then the second thing, by the time this video comes out, is I now have a merchandise store. And the merchandise that I've developed, I designed it. The merchandise, some t-shirts and some polo shirts and some hats. I've seen a lot of other YouTubers that, do merchandise, but it's usually a logo, just from what I've seen so far. I don't know about them or something. No, I designed some clothing that I think will help you. In fact, you'll start seeing me wearing once I get in and start recording. I got some hats that will say Spark Driver and then Dash Driver, and also shirts and t-shirts that say Dash Driver or Spark Driver. The t-shirts can come in another color, but the Spark Driver is in navy and the Dash Driver is in gray polo. And I do have t-shirts that say the same thing. I also have a tumbler, for drinking. It says "Run the Gauntlet," and I also have a t-shirt with a logo on design up front that says "Run the Gauntlet." And why did the app say resume stash? I bet you we're having a signal problem. So anyway, by the time you see this video, both the membership and the store will be up and running. And the reason I did the store is I've had a lot of comments. People, well, he's a company man because he's wearing DoorDash gear, or he's wearing Spark. Well, the only reason I did that is because I wanted to look more professional. Because like I said, I'm treating this as a business. And I'm gonna be honest, I get more tips when I look professional, especially when I have the magnetic signs on the car. And so I figured other people like to. In fact, while I was doing Spark, people kept commenting, some other Spark drivers, hey, where'd you get that shirt? So I explained to them I had it made. So that's your opportunity for yourself to make yourself a little bit more professional. So, and I'm giving you that opportunity. So these are what they call print on demand. So once you order it, then they get printed and shipped to you. So well, I hope you enjoy. So let's hopefully get an order here real soon, and we'll see you in a little bit. Well, just as I pulled into Jack's parking lot, I got what they consider a high-paying offer from Starbucks. It's like almost $5 for 2 miles, something like that. So, heading to Starbucks, and then to the customer after that. So, see you in a little bit. Well, I just delivered the Starbucks to my favorite business. I've been here so many times. This is the one where I always had a problem with the PIN number and it being out of zone. Well, this one required a PIN number, and lo and behold, it worked. Maybe they finally get the location of that thing working. But when I first started DoorDashing, this now been close to 5 months now, or 6 months. This was the first business that I delivered to. I remember first it took me to the other doorway and I had to come over here. So now I only come to the what was considered the employee entrance. But yeah, code worked this time. But it's freaking cold. It's 32 degrees here in the deep south. That's freaking cold. In other places that may be shorts weather. Yeah, but according to car it says 33 and got the little symbol icy conditions. But anyhow, so making my way back to base. I think back to base is going to be Jack's, but I'm actually going to drive by Starbucks just in case if I pick up another order there. But like I said, it's freaking cold, and what makes it worse is there's hardly a cloud in the sky, and that just lets all the heat out basically. Now if it was overcast, a lot of the heat from the sun from trees would keep that in, but not today. I saw earlier that the first few days of next week it's going to be below freezing, and that's going to be interesting. So that means I gotta go visit my parents' house and our old house and kind of let the water trickle a little bit so we don't get no freezing pipes. But anyhow, working my way back to base. Hopefully we get another order here real soon. So we'll see you in a little bit. Well, I got back to Jack's. Sat about 2 minutes and got a small high paying offer from Burger King. It's been a couple weeks since I've been to Burger King. I think it's just right after Thanksgiving. It's the last time I was there. So anyway, off to Burger King and then the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I just delivered that Burger King order back to the business I was just my first order. But no PIN number required on this. Uh-oh. I'll take it. Take screenshot. Yeah, people are gonna be upset. or just over $6 for 8 miles for a McDonald's order. But you know, my breakfast dashes, I don't get that many offers. So anyhow, yeah, the customer that
for 1.5.
that I delivered to, I don't remember her. And I said, I delivered to you on Halloween. She said, yeah, you were like a Nightmare Before Christmas. So I said, yeah. That made her day. So, yeah. But, yeah, I know people are going to be upset, but, you know, you don't know this market. Offers are hard to come by. There's only 13,000 people that live in this area, and a lot of them live outside the city. I mean, a lot of the orders go outside the city. So, other than the city, it's a very small city, basically it's a gateway to a lake and river system. Not much industry out here, but yeah, you know, it was a little $6, but you know, when I see the time of offer is 9 to 14 minutes, so you know, I tend to believe trying to do volume, but it's $2 over. Now if it was like $6 for 12 miles, no, I wouldn't take it, because that's double the other way. So anyhow, we're going to McDonald's and then the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I just dropped off that McDonald's order. It wasn't too far. It's cold though. Good. It's now down to 33. Whew. But one of the reasons I took this order, it actually puts me in a better position to run the gauntlet. So, yeah, of course, running a gauntlet at breakfast hasn't been too successful because not many restaurants serve breakfast, other than Jack's, McDonald's, and I think most Bojangles, and Wendy's. Wendy's is over there by Chick-fil-A, but all the other restaurants, Taco Bell doesn't. Here, Let's Go Tacos. Now Sonic does, because I picked up a Sonic order during the breakfast run. So, but I'm gonna be honest, those restaurants are not typically what you consider, to get breakfast. McDonald's, Jack's, I know for sure. Chick-fil-A, always good for breakfast. I've had occasion on sometimes Whataburger, but the reason you get that, but people just want a regular burger, during the breakfast time. So, anyhow, we're gonna try something new. As a suggestion for one of the subscribers, that I'll try this a couple times. So, what I'm gonna do is, as soon as I start the gauntlet run, I will get back on and start recording, make a little commentary, run by, and see what happens. Maybe we'll pick up an order. So, see you in a little bit. Okay, folks. This guy's blocking the road. Dude, you need to move up. All right. So here we go. Start of the gauntlet. Gauntlet is on the very southern end of the main road that goes through Pell City. This is one of the main road still continues this way. So we are passing Papa John's and the Great Wall of China. I have picked up multiple orders from over there. And now we're approaching the major road that goes through Pell City. This is a secondary road. This is the road that goes out towards the huge subdivision and goes by the airport. Little country airport. Alright, come on guys. We're getting a lot of work traffic now. So, 7:39, people trying to get to work. Alright. Now we're on the main drag. We're approaching Bojangles and Dairy Queen. I've only been, of the 4 months or 4 or 5 months that I've been DoorDashing, I've only been to Dairy Queen twice. Rarely get north. At least I don't. So now, of course, I picked up a lot. I get a lot of orders from Bojangles, which is one of my favorite chicken places. I like the dirty rice they have there. Popeyes used to have some very good dirty rice, but they stopped making it. Can you believe that? My wife was upset. She loved their dirty rice. So every time we, have a hankering for fried chicken, even though we have a KFC, that's another thing. I never get a DoorDash offer from KFC, so I guess DoorDash and KFC don't have an agreement. But I've recently been picked up a lot of breakfast from Bojangles. But we're also here near the Publix, and also the apartment complex with the steep stairs right over here. So, yeah. And there's a couple there's at least a Mexican restaurant over here. They don't DoorDash. Or if they do, I've never picked up an order there. So, here's the other thing that makes unique. Where I'm at, the speed limit's 45. I've been very conscious of speed limits. Gee, I wonder why. It's 45 in this area, but just as you're approaching the thing, you go over here, it goes down to 35. People get mad at me when I'm going 45, and all of a sudden I slow down to 35. Can't take the chance. I'm also passing the area where the apartment complex, the one I've been to many times, but the one I hate if you're on the top floor because it's 3 stories. It's right over there. And the local vet's office is right over here. I've been there a couple times now. There's 2 of them. I've been to this one twice, and one further down that we just, I've been there twice. This was kind of tucked out of the way. So now we're approaching the area where there's Captain D's. That's another thing. I don't think I ever picked up a Captain D's order. We had Captain D's last night. But Captain D's and just off the same parking lot is the Sonic. And New China. I picked up a couple orders, but haven't lately. That's another thing. And I did this one time right over here. Also, is the Jamaican restaurant, Mama's something, I can't remember, but it doesn't say. It says Jamaican restaurant, but it's supposed to be Mama's whatever. I can't remember the name. And it took me forever to try to figure out. And they have their restaurant name on the door, but up there on the marquee, they say, "Oh, it's Jamaican restaurant." But I picked up an order there. I'm gonna be honest, it smelled really good when I picked up there. And now we're passing Let's Go Tacos. Small little store, has 3 tables inside. but it's lunchtime, it's always packed. Now we're approaching the zone where people get mad when I have to scoot down to 35, because this is now we're in downtown. They've been doing a lot of repaving the older streets around here, and trust me, they need to be done. But we're approaching the area where there's the Taco Bell, McDonald's, Milo's, Little Caesars. This is where all the fast foods. That's why, and then Jack's is on the upper end of it. That's why I like to go through either park at McDonald's, but I really like parking at Jack's because Jack's is right next to a red light, and so it's easy to get in and out to go to any other restaurant. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, basically we're in the heart of downtown. Well, the main drag, actually heart of downtown is that way, where the courthouse and all that kind of good stuff is located. So, oh yeah, we also have the Huddle House and the Papa something quesadilla, which is the stealth kitchen at the Huddle House. Boy, that threw me for a loop the first time I got that order. So what the hell is Papa something quesadillas? I couldn't find it, and that's when I learned about stealth kitchens. So now we're at also next to McDonald's is the Subway, but here was the Milo's, Little Caesars, picked up many times in there, and then KFC. Never been to KFC. As a DoorDasher. So far no hits. Even though they say estimated wait time is 1 to 2 minutes. I've been in this area a lot longer. So now we're next to Jack's. And then we're approaching the area where a small little building that has the Starbucks, the Wingstop, and Jersey Mike's. I pick up a lot from there. But Starbucks is the only thing that's open for breakfast. And so we're approaching the interstate. And then on the other side of the interstate is I think the only ones that serve breakfast is, well, I take the back. We also got the Burger King here too, right across the street from the Starbucks. But across the interstate, not much left. All we got is the Chick-fil-A, and then we have this is where the Walmart is. This is where I do my Walmart Spark. But on the perimeter of Walmart, there's the Arby's, Wendy's, there's Freddy's. Let's see, what else we have? Oh yeah, Cracker Barrel, Zaxby's, Buffalo Wild Wings. That's the other. See, a lot of those don't serve breakfast. But we do have a couple of Mexican restaurants over here where the Walmart is, and I have picked up DoorDash orders from them. But we are getting 2 new restaurants. Pell City is moving up in the world. Right next to the CVS, where I've done a couple of pickups. That's where, yeah, if you remember, I had to go to the sad place when I picked up stuff. I take that back. CVS, the Walgreens. They're doing random truck weighing here. Yeah, the Walgreens. But right next to the Walgreens, we're getting a brand new Olive Garden and brand new Longhorn Steaks. Of course, I don't know if they have contracts with DoorDash. And I take the back. We also have Crystals over here too. I've picked up a couple from orders from Crystals, including the famous angry customer incident when I first started working DoorDash. So Anyhow, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn into the Walmart parking lot, head over to Cracker Barrel, and turn around. So it looks like the Gauntlet won. So didn't get a single pickup. So anyhow, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over to the Cracker Barrel, turn around, and head back to Jack's. So see you in a little bit. I've been sitting at Jack's for at least 30 minutes. I got 30 minutes left in the dash, but I picked up a order at Jack's. So going in and pick it up, and then the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I just dropped off that Jack's order. In fact, I had to come up to Walmart and make a pit stop. But I delivered to the local credit union. They're not quite open yet because they said, please come through the drive-thru. So, well, this is a first. I thought I had to put the food through the teller thing. No, she brought me up just a few more feet, and they had the back door there. So she done by PIN number. So, but yeah, that's the. From right there, I thought I was going to have to deliver food like I did at the jail through the little box that opens up, so they can receive stuff and then close it. So, but anyway, so I got about. Oh, come on, let's go. Now everybody and brother shows up. I got about 20 minutes left in the dash. I think what I'll do is I'll head back to Jack's just in case. You know, it seems like I have a little pretty good luck going to Jack's. So hopefully maybe I can get one more order before the dash ends. I'm gonna be honest, it's money-wise, it's not been a good day, but it's been cold. And what hurt is, you know, the 30-40 minute I waited just before this Jack's order. But, you know, it's highly unpredictable about how things work out. So, anyhow, on the Jack's, hopefully get another order nearby, and we'll see what happens. So, see you in a little bit. Well, I just picked up a Jack's order. I'm heading to the customer now. But it's for just over, close to $9, but just over 8 miles. But this is going to be my last dash, and that's one of the reasons I took it. When it's like, you know, my last dash, plus, you know, it's $8, you know, it's pretty good for my area. So, yeah, this has been a very strange morning. Freaking cold. That's why I'm wearing a heavier jacket than normal. You know, almost 32 degrees, and it says icy conditions. I'm gonna pull it. And but it's slowly starting to get warmed up. I don't know what the high is, but I saw forecasting, you know, like I mentioned before, we're gonna have freezing weather at night after Saturday. So I got to take care of some houses for that. But then I looked after that, we may be going back in the 60s. That's wild. I mean, right before Christmas. So, and I saw a Facebook post from one of our local weathermen. He said, "Yeah, Christmas there's no chance for snow for Christmas here in the deep south. It's gonna be warm." So, anyhow, on my way to the customer, and then after that, I'll head home and we'll give a brief summary of this breakfast dash. So, see you in a little bit. Well, I just delivered that Jack's order, but boy, it took me a weird way. The app says, okay, turn here. I did. And he said there was supposed to be a road that continues up that way. No, it wasn't. It was just a parking lot with people doing, yard sale stuff. But there was no. But the app said the road goes that way. Well, there was no road. If there was a road, it's all overgrown and so. I got back on the road, and then the app said, "Okay, go to this road." Now, this road they told me to go to, I've been down this road before. For a customer that was actually at a new subdivision just a little bit further down, but the app told me to come down this road. And I said, wait a minute, I've been down this road before. And it's like, I think the app doesn't know what's going on around this area. This is way south of the city. A lot of open farmland out here, or cattle land. In fact, I can see the new subdivision right over there. I had to call the customer at that time in fact, I remember it was a Papa John's pizza delivery, and it was one of the first ones that it was $2, but the customer said, "Well, we gave the tip on the thing, but I never got the tip. Papa John's kept the tip." So that's when I first said, so anything now, $2. That's an automatic, even if it's like half a mile, $2 is automatic decline. And that's because I think that the $2 is the base pay. And I know we've had some recent, some other YouTubers that do DoorDash, way more famous or more subscribers than me, got invited to San Francisco, which is DoorDash headquarters, and to discuss certain things. And there were several, at least 4 or 5 that I've seen, and I think base pay has been a concern because $2, base pay with no tip, you're not going to get any drivers. You're going to get somebody gullible like me that take it, but just to up the ranking, so to get to the upper tiers. But yeah. Now, if the base pay was $4, yeah, you'll get a lot more drivers involved, a lot more orders picked up and taken care of. Of course, that means the customer has to pay more. But you know what? Like a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of comments, that I remember I saw one comment. Basically, it said, if you're too lazy to get off your butt to go get the food yourself, then that means you can at least afford to leave a tip for the drivers. And I totally agree with that. Now I understand circumstances. Now I did one DoorDash order something for DoorDash just once, just to see how, and it was a guy who just, at the time I was just starting, and he was starting, so I gave him a $5 tip on top of whatever what was recommended at the time, because I know it's tough, and he was driving a beat up black Honda, I think it was. So anyway, but I think that's gonna end my dash. I think miraculously, let me see here. Yeah, miraculously the app has added 30 more minutes to my dash. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it now. I'm gonna head back into town. Need to get some gas for the car, and then I'm gonna be going on home. Oh, one word. A part of the summary, I did decline an offer today. You'll be proud. It was a Jack's order, and it was something like $8, but it was 16 miles. I said, no, I declined that. So anyway, I'm going to head on back and get gas and then head home and give a summary. So see you in a little bit. Well, I'm back home. Got gas for the car and a little late getting back. But I'm still going to take a short break and have some lunch. But this morning, taking that last dash helped a little bit. I made a total of $30.11. 5 deliveries, but it was 5 out of 6 because I canceled that, or not cancel, I did not accept that $8 to 16 mile order. Total dash time, 2 hours and 54 minutes. So, all right. Like I said, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to have some lunch. Also, I encourage you to look at the joining, having a membership, and get some extra content. And you get some emojis you can use in your conversation, and you get a loyalty badge that changes as longer you're a subscriber. And hopefully by the time you see this video, my clothing store is up. So you can order if you're a Dasher or a Spark or whatever driver, you can order t-shirts, shirts, and hats to signify and make yourself a little bit more business-like. So, and don't forget, I've got equipment lists. If you go on the channel view or go to any video, you'll see a link to the list of equipment that I use, including the magnetic signs. I did find one thing. I had ordered Uber Eats signs, and come to find out they're no longer available. I wonder if Uber got a hold of that. So anyway, going in, take a break, have lunch, and we'll do this again in a little bit. See you later. Oh, welcome back. It's now time to do the lunch stash. And I tell you what, it's gotten warm. Can you believe that? 32 this morning. Now it's 55 they said it's going to be a high of 61 today. So let's go ahead and get this lunch dash started. So let's get the app started. Let's pick a time. All right. So let's get this show on the road. I think for lunch I'm going to head over to Cracker Barrel, my normal parking situation. Of course, sometimes it changes. Sometimes I go over to Jack's. But with the Cracker Barrel, I can hopefully pick up, some of the bigger items like, Cracker Barrel, Zaxby's, Buffalo Wild Wings. I do occasionally get some others. But, yeah, this morning I took 5 out of 6 offers. Some were, people question, but I did refuse that really bad one, $8, 16 miles, something like that. So, yeah, this is strange weather we're going through. Could be super cold, freezing first few days of next week. Then it's going to be warm. In fact, like I said, I mentioned the local weatherman. He posted on Facebook and showed a map. The southern United States looks like a summer heat wave coming. So, anyhow. So, let's head to Cracker Barrel Station and see if we can get an order. So, see you in a little bit. Well, wait about 15 minutes and finally got a Zaxby order. It says it's high paying, but it's over $5 for 4 miles. So, I guess what they consider high paying. So I was on to Zaxby's and then to the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I just delivered that Zaxby's. And look, the Amtrak train just went by. Repeat customer. In fact, this is the 3rd time. In fact, the last time I was here, I saw the kitty cat in the window. And so when the young gentleman came in and asked her what's her name, Trixie, yeah. Yeah, I knew beforehand it was going to be a repeat customer because the picture in the app was my picture. So yeah, it was yeah, that was the second time. I think this is the second or third time when I look at where to leave it. It was my picture from the previous time. So anyway, well, instead of going back the way I came, I'm going back out to the interstate and just go back up one more exit and get back to the area where Cracker Barrel is. So yeah, that was and the young man drives an electric bike. And he lives he works over here at the truck stop over here. So interesting, electric bike. So anyway, let's head back to Cracker Barrel and hopefully we'll pick up another order. See you in a little bit. Well, just as I signed off on that last clip, that young man gave me a $2 tip. That made my day. Like he saw me I saw him the last time I came out. When I saw the kitty cat, he came out just as I was driving back. This time he came out ahead of time and had a nice little conversation. So, no, that made my day. I'm thankful for that. So, anyway, let's go into Cracker Barrel and pick up another order. See you in a little bit. Well, just as I was getting close to Cracker Barrel, picked up another Zaxby's order. Another high paying, like $5 for 1 mile. So I am going to mention to him that this previous order, the customer didn't like that. He constantly says no ice, but you keep putting ice in there. So I will tell them. So here we are at Zaxby's. So time to pick up the order and then the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I just delivered that.
800 feet. Turn left onto 33rd Street.
I just delivered that Zaxby order to a repeat customer, but it's a very unique repeat customer. It's to a gentleman that is working at a construction site nearby, and this is the second time I've delivered food to him at the construction site. And so leave the front door. There is no front door. It's a construction site. It's a big, huge building. I think I mentioned before, it looks like you can fit an airplane inside. So as I was finishing up the delivery, I picked up another order. This was a little unique. This one's combo shopping, and I'm going to Dollar General first. I think I am. I'm just following the directions, and then I'm going to Oishi Asian restaurant, and I guess I'm going. So it looks like I'm doing two different things. So this is a unique combination. I think this has happened once before. I had to go to Dollar General, then the Zaxby's, and then deliver. In fact, that's the one where I delivered to the campsite. That's when I was feeling not too well, and I ended it early. It was to that RV. That was kind of RV trailer. As part of a series of RVs, they have permanent installations there, and they're just living on the lake in the RV. So anyway, on to wherever I'm going first, and then in the second stop, and then the customer. So see you in a little bit.
All right, 16 in cash. Yep, and then $1 and quarters, and then you get $1 back for you.
Well, I delivered a stacked order of Dollar General and Oishi Asian restaurant, but then the app failed on me. I tried to take a picture, it kept saying system error. So I just went ahead and gave, I rebooted it, and the customer's right and said, look, go ahead and take it. So I tried another option was, there was an option where I can select that I handed it to the customer, I did. Then that finally took and completed the order. I think I'm going to call them and say, hey, app failed on me, but the option of handing it to the customer worked. So Anyhow, boy, that was a unique unique order to deliver. Go shopping and then pick up food. Now this is the second time I've done it. In fact, both times involved Dollar General. Well, that's because Dollar General, CVS, and Walgreens, the only thing out here in this area that does shopping. I take that back. I've done a couple Home Depot and a couple of PetSmart. But other than that, no Walmart. The only other grocery stores we got here are the Walmart and the Publix. And I don't think, I think Publix only allows Instacart app. And then Walmart has Walmart Spark. So anyhow, but the good thing is I'm here at the southern end of the gauntlet. So we're going to run the gauntlet. We'll just see who wins. Well, the gauntlet won the breakfast, but that was kind of, didn't really count because so many of the restaurants don't serve breakfast, but everybody serves lunch and dinner. So we're going to run the gauntlet and see who wins. See you in a little bit.
Feet, turn right onto Cogswell Avenue.
Well, the gauntlet did not win. Picked up an order to El Cazador, which is downtown. A little over $10, but just a little over 8 miles. But yeah, almost, a little over $10. Yeah, I take that. And the mileage is,
At the stop sign, turn right onto Cogswell Avenue.
So, yeah. But I definitely will be ending my dash at 3 because I got a phone call at 4. But
in 800 feet, your destination will be on the right.
The city is having its Christmas parade today. So all the kids are getting out of school early. And so a lot of the roads around the city are going to be closed for the parade. So, yeah, going to definitely end it at 3. And then get myself ready for the phone call I need to get. So, on to Castore, pick up the order, and then to the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I dropped off the El Cazador to a neighborhood I had never been to before, and it's way out here. It's near, if you remember the neighborhood, the lady I go to that had the husband with the hamburger steak with onions and gravy, but don't hold the onions and gravy. Well, this is the neighborhoods across the street from that neighborhood, so I never really got to come up here, but this is nice. Very nice streets. Everybody's got their mailboxes and covered in brick and so on. And these are very nice houses. I'm thinking they're at least 400,000, 500,000. You can tell this is a very nice neighborhood with the street signs are metal with script hangers and stuff like that. So yeah. And everybody's got an immaculate yard. I bet you their homeowner association fees are high. That's one reason why we didn't like ours. We're still paying for it because we still own the house. I guess for some people, the fees are relative, but ours is over $300 a year. Heck, some people I've seen, my wife and I, when we were looking for looking for a new house that we were going to retire in, we got hooked up on HGTV, especially the House Hunters. I like the House Hunter Internationals because I like when they go to Germany where I grew up. And some of the people that are looking places like condos, like in major cities or something like that. Heck, $300 a month is a HOA fee. So, holy crap, $300 a month. So there were all kinds of course, this was this is condos. Everybody's got to pay their share to help maintain the condo. But that's why when the house that we got now, we wanted something that was not an HOA, and we got something. It's right off the woods. It's in the woods, right across street from the city limits. So yeah, we're happy about it. Only thing is, when you're in the woods, you get all kinds of critters. Had possum, had a suicidal squirrel burn out our transformer 3 times. Some wild kitty cats. You know, they're feral. We try to get close to them. They run away. A bunch of deer. One time we come down our driveway and we spooked 4 deer. They ran down our driveway and then eventually into the woods. I've seen a fox, and I have also, I don't know what it looked like to me. It was a groundhog. It came up our stair. I have a camera on our front door. It came up our front stairs, looked around, and walked right back out. I could have sworn it. I thought, you seen the movie Groundhog and that animal. That's what it looked like, exactly like that. Got snakes. Unfortunately, I had to kill 2 snakes that got into the house. My wife is deadly afraid of them. They're big ones too, 4 foot long. And but bugs, oh my God! In my man cave in the basement. First 2 years that we lived in the house, every summer we had an infestation of these little millipedes. The little worm-looking things, but they have 1,000 feet. And of course, we have an exterminator come out every 3 months, and it's just like they just die in droves. So during the summer, I have to sweep up every other day to sweep up the dead bodies. Oh man! But this year, the past few weeks, it's kind of died down a little bit. But infestation of ladybugs, or in one person of my Asian beetles. We always call them ladybugs. So anyway, good thing is now I've got about just under 2 hours, about an hour 45 minutes left in the dash. This order has brought me out to the southern end of the gauntlet. So we're going to see if is that a police officer? Sure looks like it, but he's on plane. But I'm going the speed limit. I'm going to try running the gauntlet again. So anyway, let's see what happens. See you in a little bit. Well, I've been sitting here for about 45 minutes almost. And finally got an order. Shop and deliver to Ulta Beauty. But it's about, let's see, it's 12 miles. Let's see here. Yeah, it's 12.6 miles, but it's almost over $18 for 2 items. So that's what I'm doing. I've been to Ulta before, so we'll see how this is going to work. So see you in a little bit.
About our
Thank you. Just delivered at Ulta, but you're not going to believe this. The place where I deliver is right next to the house that had the $100 Walmart order. If you remember, I did about a month ago, one of my first Walmart Spark orders I got. The first week I did it was 2 stops with over $100. Well, this Ulta Beauty drop-off is the next door neighbor of that person. So, boy, small world. What are the odds? Would have been even more fantastic if I actually delivered to her again. So, but yeah, this is a beautiful neighborhood. God, it's beautiful. And it's got some lakefront property out here. So, anyway, boy, I waited a long time for that order, which is good. I got 20 more minutes in my dash. I'm pretty far out. I'm slightly out of zone. I could try to go back the interstate way, but I think that or I can go back and try to run the gauntlet from the south end. But either way, it would take a long time. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to just go back the way I came. Head straight to oh, look at the donkeys. Head straight back to interstate and get back to town as quickly as possible to see maybe if I pick up an order from the north end of the gauntlet, like Chick-fil-A or Cracker Barrel. If not, then this will probably be my last dash. So which is fine, you know. And there's I got an appointment at 4 o'clock. But this whole area, there's a nice farm right here, cattle. It's kind of unique property. It kind of comes to a point at the end. You have to make a sharp turn to get there. Then you're off to the off into the subdivision. Ooh, that's a Texas Longhorn. That was a Texas Longhorn. Wow. So anyway, sorry for the distraction. So heading back into town, see if I can get one more order. I doubt it, but you never know. Keep your fingers crossed. So anyway, heading back to town. See you in a little bit. Well, I made it back home. Didn't get an offer those last 15 minutes. So let's go ahead and get a summary of what happened today. A lot of these were, all of them except for one were over $10. Let me see here real quick. Let me look at the pictures. Yeah, 3 of the 5 were high paying. So I made a total of $58.82. There were 5 offers. I declined one. It was bad also. So I did 6 deliveries. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I did 5 deliveries. 6 were offered. So 5 deliveries, 6 were offered. Total dash time 3 hours and 54 minutes. So yeah, that was interesting. That last one, I got paid almost $20 to deliver Ulta Beauty. Yeah, customer tip, $12.50 for a tip. Wow. It was the next door neighbor to the lady that was part of the $100 Walmart Spark order that I had last month. So yeah, it was interesting. Well, today's Friday. The local town that I live in having a Christmas parade tonight, but it's also my pick. Like I said, my wife and I, we go out to eat every Friday, and we alternate who gets to pick where we go. So I can tell you this, we're not going barbecue. So I hope you enjoyed coming along with me today. The breakfast dash wind up better than normal when I took that last long dash. The lunch dash, I had a long period where I didn't get anything. So, I hoping that doesn't happen very often, but it does in this market. So, but if you liked what you see, the video, I urge you to select like And if you like what I'm doing with the channel, I urge you to subscribe. But also, we should have up by now, if you want to join the Silver Dasher Club to get access to content that I don't share on the regular channel. Plus, you get some loyalty badges and some emojis to use in your comments. And also have the Silver Dasher store where I sell apparel to help you look better, more professional in your gig work. I got Walmart Spark apparel, DoorDash apparel, hats and shirts that say, a Dash driver and Spark driver, and some accessories to go with it. So take a look when you get a chance. Take a look at it. You should see the items on the videos and the descriptions. Also in the descriptions, I have a link to my what they call a kit. Basically, it's all the items of all the items that I use, all the equipment that I use when I DoorDash. And I think everyone right now, they're Amazon. I bought from Amazon, so you can go to that link, and it'll bring up all the items I use, and you just click on the Amazon link on each picture to look at it, and if you like, go ahead and purchase it. It's affiliate link. I get a portion of it to help support the channel. So anyway, that's going to be it for tonight. I am not dashing tomorrow. I'm not doing anything tomorrow. But I will be sparking on Sunday. So till then, enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you later. Bye.